I've got to be all the way honest. It gets under listen, it makes me mad when people place blame on other people on why it is they're not at a level that they desire to be. Right. So I had a conversation with somebody last week and he was like, I don't think that it's necessary for people to drive Bentleys or people to drive Rolls Royce Cullen. I said, well, guess what? You're going to be able to get out my company because I'm getting me a Rolls Royce Cullen and that's what I want. But it's crazy because people blame other people why they're broke, why they're in the situation that they're in the situation that they're in, and always looking for handouts. Oh man, you got surplus, so you should give me some. The crazy thing that many people don't think about is if you're always giving surplus or you're always giving somebody something, I'm not saying don't be a giver. I believe in being a giver. But if you give everybody something that's in need, you're going to find yourself broke. That's a fact.
Man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me
What's
out.
going on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS, the podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. Comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you, it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. Let go. What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I want to welcome you to another episode of AOS, the podcast. I'm excited about today. I think today we're going to hit good. I think that what we're on the market of talking about today, it's going to resonate with a lot of people. I want to really drive home really to my entrepreneurs on today, this episode, because it bothers me a lot. And I get it. Your financial situation, I tell people this all the time, act your wage. Even when it comes down to investing into yourself, this is what I truly believe, act your wage. Now, you have some people on the other side of the spectrum like, listen, I'll risk it all. Like, I know my rent is $5,000 and all I have is $5,000. I'm investing to myself. Salute to you guys that have that type of faith. I'm with you. But I tell people, act your wage. And meaning, if a course is $5,000 and you don't have $5,000, guess what? You can save up to get that $5,000. Some people, now this is truth. I hear this all the time. Success loves speed, and I truly believe that. But I like to tell people because, and this is the whole reason, the whole premise for this episode, because people can't accomplish certain things and they begin to use excuses instead of building things, like build up to that place where you can get that $5,000 course or you can get that $10,000. Build up to it. There's so many excuses that people use. I can't make the money or I don't have the money. And the truth of the matter is, if you really look at your money that you spent out, let's really be honest. Let's really be all the way honest. You can afford more than what you think you can afford. Like those $5 coffees add up. I'm being all the way honest with you. Them $5 coffees add up. Them $6 burgers add up. Them $20 lunches, that stuff adds up fast. And really, let's really be honest, if you really take an analytical study of your budgeting, just far as what you eat, listen, you probably can buy you a Tesla. Let's say over a course of a year, you could pay cash for a Tesla, right? Because many of you make good money, right? Even if you don't make good money, you still make good money because you would never, like, for example, if you only make $3,000 a month, your rent shouldn't be most people's rent's not $4,000 a month unless you're asking somebody every month, right, for some money for the rent. But if your income is $3,000 a month, generally you're going to get something about $500 to maybe $1,000. Maybe you push it to $1,500 a month, right? But the thing about it is, you have to find some area of your life that you can take away from that you really don't need. And I'm gonna break it all the way down. Many of y'all have cable and you really, really can't afford it, right? And I get it. You want cable. You don't need cable. You may need internet to create the content that you create. You may need that, but you don't need cable, right? So you don't need Netflix. I gotta be honest with you. Y'all got to get some of this apple juice. They didn't give me no affiliate or no sponsorship, but man, listen, I ain't gonna tell you the brand, but this is pure apple juice. No acid, no chemicals, no, just apple juice, no filter water, just apple juice. It's amazing. I gotta get you some. Anyway, matter of fact, the company, I need y'all to hit me up for affiliate. You know what your product looks like. Hit me up for affiliate. I love to market it. But anyway, you got to stop making excuses on why you can't get to the level that you want to get to. Now, the biggest thing, as you see the thumbnail, you already see the title. It's a law. It is a law that your environment will dictate what you produce. Like that's a bar. Your environment would dictate what you produce. Let me say this. I'm gonna slow this thing down. If you hang with people, what's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job, you lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes and Nobles, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. That's what you will produce. If you hang with people that only smoke, that's what you would do. If you hang with people that only steal, kill, cheat, that's what you're going to become. You're going to become a product of what you hang around. Not necessarily, let's clear this up. Not necessarily of the environment that you live in. Because maybe you can't afford to get out that environment. You want to get out that environment, but you can't afford to get out that environment. No. I'm not talking about that because I know a lot of people that have been raised in the hood that are doing well. That are doing well. And I'm not just talking about rappers, right? There's a lot of CEOs, there are a lot of bosses, there are a lot of company owners, there are a lot of businessmen, businesswomen that have been raised in crazy situations and environments that have raised above that, and are doing amazing. I like to hold people accountable when it pertains to this. Your environment in this sense that I'm talking about is what you allow yourself to be around. What do you allow yourself to read on a daily basis, right? Because many people ask me all the time, how is it that you got the drive that you got? Because I am consuming myself. I am drowning myself in successful podcasts. I drown myself in that. I drown myself in watching people produce at a high level. Right? That's why I've been able to 10x my IG page. Like, listen, and a lot of people say, why do you talk about IG a lot? I talk about IG a lot because that's the number one platform. Watch this. That's the number one platform that has the most users. And I know that Facebook and Instagram are in sync with each other. They're pretty much the same company, but the platform that has the most users is Instagram. That's why I brag about Instagram the most. Right? I have 10x my Instagram page. Now we're approaching a year, about 2 months away from being a year that I started taking my podcast seriously and taking that thing to the next level. And I 10x my page. I started with 1,000 followers. Now I'm at 11,500. We rolling. Right? But the reason that I've been able to produce what I've been able to produce is because I've been putting myself in environments. Now, many of you are like, hold on, I want to go to conferences, but I can't afford to. I want to go to hang with entrepreneurs, but I can't afford to. But you got YouTube, right? You have YouTube University. Many of you are using, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you this, it's real talk. YouTube convinced me, not really convinced me, but gave me the drive that I needed to quit my job. I was working a corporate job, 6 years ago, and I quit because of YouTube, because I saw something on YouTube. I saw that you could make t-shirts. I'm like, hold on. It don't call what? You do what? That's it? Let's go. And I took my retirement money, no cap. Took my retirement money, cashed that thing out, bought all the equipment I need. My first month, I did 2 grand in sales. Right now, that's not net. It wasn't net, but gross. I hit 2 grand in sales my first month. Not saying that it was killing each month, or I was murdering it, or I was enough. We had to do. I had to pivot. But I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew I wanted to live life on my terms. Now, a lot of people think that being an entrepreneur, you can live and you can go to sleep when you want to, wake up when you want to, and just take vacation. No, it don't work like that. Matter of fact, as an entrepreneur, you work harder as an entrepreneur than you do as a 9 to 5er. Let's really be honest. Let's listen. All my entrepreneurs holler back at your boy. You work harder as an entrepreneur than you do as a 9 to 5. But I made up in my mind that this is the life that I wanted to live. I seen my mom live that life. I seen my brother live that life. I wanted to live that entrepreneur life. Like, that's the life I wanted to live. So guess what? I really drowned myself in the information that I needed and empowered myself. And I just didn't quit my job. I made sure that I had something lined up, because many of you, and I get it, you hear Steve Harvey, he says jump. Yes, many of you have to jump, but I need you to jump with a plan. I need you to jump with being strategic, because many of you become, or you want to be an entrepreneur, and you're in your age where you have children, you have family, you have people that rely on you. I have a business mind, but I have a hustler's mentality. Let me change that. I have a hustler's heart. I'm gonna say that. I don't have a hustler. I have a business mentality, but I have a hustler's heart. Like, I go get it. Whatever it is that I got to do, I'm producing 100 shorts a week. A week. Most times we do about 150 to 200 shorts a week, weekly, right? And I'm dropping 3 full episodes a week for you guys. And we bussing. Matter of fact, I got a special announcement for you guys. I need y'all to tune in. It's something about YouTube. I need y'all to tune in. Y'all see in a minute. But I just been working hard. So it kills me when people use excuses like, oh, I can't do this, or I can't. Listen, it all depends on what you expose yourself to. And I get it. You're saying that I don't have those high level friends. And I'm telling you again, it does not matter what you have or what you don't have. All that matters is, how bad do you want this thing? Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this until I'm purple in the face. There has been many people that I've asked to be on my podcast like, nah, I'm good. Right? Because my podcast, my platform was small. Now what's crazy is the ones that I wanted to be on my podcast, I have outgrown them. Now I'm looking at people that's above them, right? Now the people that I asked to be on my podcast, now they're DMing me, inboxing me. I'm like, yo, when next time you record, I would love to be on your podcast. That ship has sailed. I'm good. Right? Like, it's not that I'm being cocky. I'm not that I'm being arrogant. It's just that your brand doesn't serve my audience right now. It doesn't. Right? Not saying we'll put it together. Like, that's my answer. We'll put it together. I just got to keep it real with you. But the result of that is because I've been working. I've been grinding. I've been putting the pieces together, and I've been drowning myself in information. I didn't have money like that to go here to this conference, to go to that conference, spend $25,000 to be in a mastermind, spend $50,000 to be in a mastermind. Listen, would I spend that much money? Absolutely. But you have to act your wage. And for people to say, oh, I want to be there, but I can't be there. You can be there. How bad do you want it? How much work are you willing to put in? How much of exposure on YouTube are you allowing yourself? What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business, and the business started off great, and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Now I get it. I'm gonna tell you this before I say this. Before I say I get, I'm gonna tell you this. So many people would say, "Nah, I don't have the time." Yes, you have the time. You spend hours playing video games. You spend hours looking on Facebook. You spend hours, and I've done this. You can spend hours watching TikTok videos. You can spend. I remember one time I was using the bathroom, and I got on when I got on either Instagram or some reels, right? And I'm just scrolling. And I said, I'm gonna just stay on for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes turned into 30 minutes. 30 minutes turned into an hour. An hour turned into an hour and a half. I said, nope, I had to put it down. I got to get to work. Because I started with trying to be inspired, then I started getting entertained. And that's what happens. You got to take accountability of your own time. Many of you don't take accountability of your own time. You just let the time pass you by. You just like, listen, I get to it, and I'll get to it never comes around. Like many of y'all would say, I'm going to produce some content on Friday, and Friday never comes around. Never comes around. I mean, 6 Fridays then came and passed, but the time that you're going to do the content never came. Many of you love to make excuses on why you can't be where you need to be. Many of you love to make excuses on why you broke. Many of you love to make excuses why you can't be wealthy. I can't be rich. Being rich, somebody got to let you in. Somebody got to give you a hand. You got to do something cricket. No, you don't. No, you don't. All you gotta do is listen. I hate when people say this. It's been a lot of people that has put in hard work and then they never become rich. Yeah, because they have not surrounded themselves around the right information. I gave y'all a hack a few weeks ago about how to become rich. Get your credit right. Once you get your credit right, figure out about your LLC. Create an LLC, but create an LLC while you're getting your credit together. Then once you do that, find out about some funding. Because if you get a brand new LLC, but you have good credit and your credit report looks good, you can get some funding. Now we're in action. So all you got to do is go to your city and find some tax lien homes. I knew a lady, I listened to a podcast. She said she bought her tax lien home for $10,000. She put $120,000 of work into the house and she sold it for $330,000. Let's go. That's a flip. Not saying that you'll become super wealthy, but if you keep on repeating the process and keep on doing it, guess what? You're gonna have some chips stacked up. But I tell people this all the time: it's not about working hard. It's about working hard and knowing how to work hard. Because many of you are working hard going in circles. But when you know how to work hard and you know what you need to do, then you can get to your destination that you need to get to, right? Like many of you keep on, listen, stop making, listen, it gets me angry. Stop making excuses on why you can't get to a place that you need to get to or why you can't get to a level that you really want to get to. Stop making excuses. It's a law that your environment will dictate what you produce. It's a law. It's an unwritten law. I'm telling you this, especially in the entrepreneurship world. It's a law that your environment, not just where you're raised or where you were born, but what you expose, what you allow and you dictate what's in your environment. You dictate that, right? Like you can dictate what you allow and what you don't allow into your space, into your environment. And I need y'all to really start thinking about how can I look at some self-help stuff? How can I make myself better? How can I get better? How can I get my health better? How can I get a better understanding of finances? How can I get a better understanding of business? You need to be the one to find out how to get that stuff. Getting some money is easy. That's the easy part. Now, the hard part, the difficult part is buying back your time where you allow yourself to be able to sit down and learn and figure this thing out. Some of y'all got to figure this thing out on your own. Nobody's going to come knock on your door and be like, hey, bro, I got $1,000,000 for you. Come on, I need you. I'm going to show you how to make another $1,000,000. I'm going to give you $1,000,000. It's not going to happen. And many of you are living in la la land saying, listen, if I found $5,000, this is what I'll do. If I found $10,000, this is what I'll do. And the sad part about it is if you're not in position being broke, when you get that money, you're going to blow it. That's a fact. Because think about the statistics of how many people win the lottery and go broke the next year. Right? And win big money. That's why some people spread it out. Every year, I need you to give me $500,000 every year. I live off $500,000, and for the rest of my life, whatever settlement they could do, many people do it like that because they understand if you give me this big lump sum at one time, I'm gonna blow it. And this is the big thing. If you're spiritual, the Bible says that if you're faithful over little, you'll be faithful over much. Meaning, if you're in your broke season and you're broke, you don't have much, you got a little bit, you don't have much. If you manage that well and you're being a good steward over that, when you do get that big money, you'll be able to handle it better. Right? You'll be able to move. You'll be able to move being strategic. You'll be able to move with intentionality. And I need y'all to move with intentionality as it pertains to your future. You say you want to be rich. You say that you want to be wealthy. You say that you want to be a business owner, but your actions not showing me that. Your actions is showing me that you're content with being broke. You're content with living minimum wage. You're content with living in that apartment. You're content with driving a car that breaks down every single month. You don't want to ride that Bentley. You don't want to drive that Rolls Royce Cullinan. You don't want to drive that G-Wagon. You don't want to drive that Range Rover. How do I know this? Because your actions don't show it. Your mouth say that you want to ride in a big boy car. Your mouth said that you want to ride and live in a big boy house, but your actions is producing something totally different. I'm telling you, there's a law. It says that your environment will dictate what you produce. Many of you spend so much time in this, and I get it, they getting a check, but you spend so much time watching Love and Hip Hop. You trying to keep up. I had somebody call me the other day, and he was like, "Hey, did you hear what happened to T.I. wife?" or whatever he said like that. And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Oh man, you behind." No, I'm not behind. I'm busy working. I'm busy putting in the pieces to try to get to where I'm trying to get to. I got a destination to get to. I don't listen. Too many of y'all are spending time in areas that don't serve you any purpose. And when you keep on spending time in areas that don't serve you no purpose, you will not bear any fruit. That's a fact. I need y'all to start bearing some fruit around here. It's a law. I'm done. It's a law. It is a law that your environment will dictate what you produce. What's going on, family? I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week. Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you doing your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.